Hello students. Today let's speak about introduction and need for strategic management. First, the definition. According to Gary Smith, Danny Arnold, and Bobby Wiesel, strategic management is the process of examining both present and future environments, formulating the organization's objectives, and making, implementing, and controlling decisions focused on achieving these objectives in the present and future environments. So what does it say is that strategic management is we have to examine what our present environment is and what state we are in. And we have to envision what objectives what we want to reach and what would be the environment in which we are going to reach these objectives because the environment is continuously evolving. So in future, what the environment is likely to be. So we can see that we are so the present state, the present environment to the objectives in a future environment. How we move our organization to this position from a present state to this future state, what decisions we take, what activities we do. Right? All these represent the strategic management process. Right? So it is the moving of the organization from the present state in the present environment and examining the future environment and making our objectives in the future environment and what kind of activities we take and decisions that we take so that our organization is able to move from the present environment, the present state, to the future environment, we are able to achieve the objective. Some of the other definitions of strategy, a plan of action designed to achieve a long-term overall aim. Right? So it is a long-term, like we said in the definition, is from the future environment that we have to move our organization. It's long-term. So strategy is a plan which has to be done for a long term. How we reach the overall objectives in the long term. And the second definition is also almost the same. It is saying a method or plan chosen to bring about the desired future, such as achievement of a goal or a solution. It is the achievement of a desired future. Here the definition is telling about us to envision a future. What kind of future are we envisioning for our organization? And how do we move towards that vision? And the vision can be either the achievement of a goal or a solution. So with that, we move into what is the need for strategic management in the organization. The first one, we can talk in terms of direction. It gives us a clear direction of where we want to go. Right? It gives us because the strategy requires the objectives. Therefore, with the objectives, we are very clear about where we want to go. Since we are very clear about where we want to go, we are in a clear position to decide what kind of actions we have to take and what kind of actions are very tempting to take but which we should not take. Correct? So it gives us a very clear sense of direction and with that direction, it tells us what kind of decisions we have to take and what kind of decisions we should not take. The first one, that is one of the important need for strategic management today. Second need for strategic management is environmental dynamism. We know that the environment is highly dynamic. It's continuously evolving and changing. Right? Customer expectations are different. Competitor actions are different. Environmental disasters are there. So under such kind of environmental dynamism which is taking place, we require that coherent and laser plan which can take us to our objectives. A coherent plan by which all other sub-plans can be made. Correct? We need that overall plan which is directly aiming towards the objectives of the organization. So under such highly dynamic environment, the requirement for strategic management becomes necessary. The third important aspect why strategic management is required is competition. Right? Strategic management enables us to identify who our real competitors are. To take the example of Coca-Cola, its close by competition is we can definitely say Pepsi. It will have other level of competitors. It will have local drinks. In some markets, that could be a very strong competition. Then you have got a little far of competition in Bisleri, right? So you can say that Coca-Cola has got different levels of competition. In a similar way, other companies also will have different levels of competition. In certain very health-conscious market, Coca-Cola may rank Bisleri as its very close competitor compared to some other markets. So it enables us to identify who our real competitors are across the different industries. It enables us to give a proper response to our competitor actions. The fourth point is about market share. What is the need for strategic management? Market share. Market shares of companies are under constant threat. So market share, which determines who the market leader is and who the follower is, and definitely that player is going to have a very strong say in the market. Right? So since the market shares are continuously under threat, a dynamic threat, a very strong threat. Actually, Apple's market share is eroding. Right? So the strategic management sees things from very fundamentals. It does markets, customer surveys, finds out what is the cost which the customer is ready to pay, how sensitive the market is, what are the other more market forces which are present, what kind of responses we should give. So to maintain our market share and even to grow our market share, we require strategic management. The fifth point is regarding entrepreneurship. Right? So entrepreneurship is a very important activity which talks about developing new products. The strategic management and the strategic mentality enables us to decide how to go about making new products in the required shortening product life cycles. How to go about achieving the aim of developing a new product in 6 months. What are the other unexpected opportunities which are coming in the market? So when we have a good strategic thinking and a strategic way of approaching issues in the company and addressing it in the market, we are ready to address aspects like new product development and encashing on different kinds of opportunities that comes in the market. Sixth point, why we need strategic management is due to decision making. So the decision making is the one which enables the organizations to move forward. We have to make decisions, right? There are different types of decisions. There are the routine or operating decisions. There are the administrative decisions. And of course, we have the strategic decisions, the most important decisions. So once you have strategic management in place and you are doing the good strategic decisions have been made, in the light of those decisions, the operating decisions and the administrative decisions become much simpler. The organization will be able to make a simpler decision making and a better decision making, because all the main decisions or the strategic decisions have been made after quite a lot of thinking and applying intuitive mindset also. So once the strategic decisions have been made, you can say that the organization, the decision making, which is the main aspect of how the organization moves forward, becomes much more simpler. There's a simpler decision making in the organization, and a better decision making in the organization is possible with strategic management. And seventh one is motivation. Strategic management also enables a good amount of motivation to be there in the organization because of the clarity of the things. As I told you in the beginning, it decides very clearly what we should do and what we should not do, what actions we have to take and what actions are not in our way of thinking of the organization. There's a very clarity of the job roles. There is a good amount of teamwork in achieving these objectives. Because of these reasons, the motivation level of the employees will be very high in strategic management. Because you are not concerned about just how to give the work to the employees. You are concerned about results. Right? You are concerned about their well-being because you know that you are putting them under pressure. So under strategic management and strategic thinking, the motivation of the employees would be high. And the last one is about quality, cost, and operational effectiveness. You know that operational working is different from strategic working. For When we have our strategies in place and clarity of our strategy, the wastages will be low. Our cost overall will, in the long run, will stabilize, right? And our operational people will be very clear about what is expected out of them. Because of that, there is also a tendency for improvement in quality, better cost structures and reduction in cost, and also a better operational effectiveness. These are basically the need for strategic management as organization today.